Okay.
The new Bertha here has cooked them about 2.5 to 3 hours,
Okay,
and
let's
they
see it.
are done. Now,
I need another
you can
look.
cook a bean to death, but why would you? When you can pull a bean up out of there, and he still looks like he's holding his shape, but he is good and soft, as you
Holy.
can see.
Okay, my friends, oh my god, I love beans. I started the video saying what the hell are cowboy beans, and now I want to try it. The thing is, my friends, this is one of the recipes you guys have been suggesting the most. If this video does well, if you leave a like for this video, I will cook them here in Portugal. Cowboy beans in Portugal? Yeah, let's do it. Today I'll be reacting to how to do traditional cowboy beans. My friends, I have to be honest here, I have no idea what those are, but you guys have been suggesting this video multiple times. I guess we shall see. Before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
Hey, what was more traditional going down the old trail during the cattle drive days than what?
No
a
idea.
big old pot of beans. But these ain't your ordinary beans, folks. We done jazzed these up, talked to them,
Okay.
and they're going to be the best beans that you ever eat. So come on, we will be glad to have you.
Oh man. My friends, I'm excited for this one. I love beans. No matter what type of beans. Black beans, red beans, I love all of them.
Hey, thank y'all for stopping by camp, and camp might be in a different spot, and done got
What the hell is this? Was this video recorded 100 years ago?
one of them drive-bys that we have. We're in Lebanon, Missouri at an annual event, Wagons for Warriors. And folks, this is the largest chuck wagon gathering that I know of in the world, and there'll be around 30 here today, and we're going to raise money for a great cause, we are. But what
Oh my god, this is amazing! So those are still a thing in America? Missouri. Okay, this is a specific event, right? Oh, but I love, my friends, I really love that you guys still preserve this type of stuff, because this for me is American culture, and this is an amazing side of American culture.
what are we talking about, and what could be more traditional than when you got a bunch of old wagons gathered around?
What?
Old wagon food. I'm thinking about something that really goes with it. You know, there was always coffee and there was biscuits, but a thing that was there every meal, I guarantee you, was beans. Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Really?
And we're going to go through this little process and show you what I think beans need to be and how they need to be spiced up, talk about the different kinds of beans and the history they played in the part of the trail going down through there to feed them cowboys.
Okay.
What did they eat going down the trail? Oh, they pulled up to Mickey D's and said, hey, I'm a
Cowboy at McDonald's? Man, America is such an amazing place.
drive-up window. Folks, none of that ever existed back then, and I think the food was probably better. Now, old Cookie, he had a job to feed cowboys, and back there during the trail drive days, there was not 3 meals a day. There was a very early morning meal and a late night meal. Some of
Makes
them guys
sense.
would be trading off in shifts of watching cattle, and some of them eat at this time, some of them going to eat at midnight. So old Cookie, he had a lot of stuff to keep going. And the thing that he always had on the fire, coffee and beans. Now, beans was easy for him to take, because remember, there's no refrigeration. We ain't talking about we're going to have none of this just stuck in an ice chest somewhere. He had all dry goods, dried coffee, sugar, flour, beans. You gotta
And you know what? They still had amazing food. How crazy is that?
have some of them beans. Now, most of the time back during Cookie's days, they were cooking a lot of pinto beans, but also they were cooking a lot of Anasazi beans. And even more than that, they were cooking some kidney beans. Now, there's little green beans, there's lima beans, there's white navy beans, there's all kind of beans in the world. But a pinto was the go-to bean. Now, he'd get them in probably a 50-pound sack, throw them in the wagon there, and he'd just dip out of there with an old coffee can or a pot, what he thought they needed. Now, when I'm feeding beans, I use a pound of dried beans to feed 10 people. That'll usually get you by. But folks has always asked me, what kind of beans do you like to use? Well, if I'm buying pinto beans, I really prefer casserole brand. They've always been good and clean for me, and you can even buy them at Sam's pre-cleaned beans, so you ain't got to do what? Go through here and pick the rocks out, and like this little bean right there, see him, Shin?
Show me the bean.
He's a little shriveled up bean.
Okay, I know what beans are those. I know the name in Portuguese. So honestly, my friends, I'm looking at this video with I'm paying a lot of attention, because this could be a recipe that I do on my cooking show. Do you guys think this is a good idea? Actually, again, leave a like if you would like. Leave a like if you would like me to perform this on my cooking show.
Oh.
He didn't get to make the trip. And you be picking out them rocks if there's any in there. Now, also a very important thing that you got to remember when you're cooking beans is you count them beans. You go all the way till you get to 39, and every 41, you throw it out. That way you ain't gonna have no gas in there. But get your beans. Today we're mixing kidney beans and pinto beans together.
Okay.
I got a bean pot over there, and we're gonna let the water warm, and then we're gonna pour the beans in. Now, we done got them dried, picked, and clean. I left that one out there so y'all could see what we was doing and going on. But go through there, get them rocks. Grandma said leave the rocks in there, they'll float to the bottom, and if you get them, it's good for your gizzard. So,
Yeah, my mother also used it to do this type of beans, so I'm kind of aware of what is going on here.
now traditionally when I make them, I'm just usually most of the time using jalapeno, onion, garlic, cilantro. But back then, old Cookie had a very wide selection of old dried peppers that he took with him on the wagon. I like to use an ancho or a cascabel or a guajillo chili. They're gonna add so much flavor to this. Now remember, our water done warmed. So we're gonna go ahead and dump these beans in there.
Kidney
and I
beans,
hear
right?
some of you out there already saying,
And pinto
he probably
beans.
gonna soak them beans. Folks, I think I'm probably about 2,600 foot elevation. I'm not gonna soak that beans because that old stove standing behind Shan there, known as Bertha, she will reach temperatures unknown to NASA, and she will boil beans in about 2 hours and have them done like you cooked them all day. But I have had to soak my beans a lot, going in different places where there was what? High altitude. Beans cooking at sea level versus 7,000 foot versus 10,000 foot are gonna cook totally different. Now,
Holy, okay, this is crazy. Wait, what the hell? I don't even know if I'm at sea. I believe I'm at sea level actually.
if you're in them places like that, I like to soak my beans, like put them in an ice chest, get the water good and cold, pour the beans in there, let them soak overnight, but make sure that water stays cold because you don't want them beans to sour. And then you can rinse them, drain them off, go back to starting them at that. But I have also cooked them really slow from like 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night with just a little bitty fire and get them done. But folks, a lot of people soak them beans. I don't see a need in it till you get up there at a very high altitude. So
Okay, I remember my mother cooking beans and was basically one day, or at least started after lunch and went until dinner. You know what I mean? So it was a slow process. At least I remember that.
we done got our kidney beans in there, our pinto beans. Now traditionally, old Cookie probably wouldn't have had no ham hock. I do love a ham hock, but he would have probably used salt pork or some old jowls or some old fatty bacon that maybe he had left over there, some side meat. So we're gonna chunk him in there. And
Wait, is that a piece of pork?
guess what we got here? We have got us some guajillo chilies. And we're gonna break out the, what you call it, Shen? What do you call this? Remember?
Mortar and pestle?
Yeah, but there's another name for it that I can't remember.
masher.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it the masher. So them
Damn, this may be difficult actually to perform because I'm seeing a lot of specific things. Even though I have the beans, but what is this actually? And what the hell was that piece of meat that went into the pan? Okay. My friends, I love beans, but is this beans with beans, basically? Maybe there is just a bit of meat. I thought this would be beans with, ground beef or something, like chili.
chilies has been roasted some, and I just want you to just take them and just grind them up a little more. Because when you break these down like that and go ahead and put them in there with them beans, we're gonna get some of that good old rich traditional flavor, but we're gonna get some of that good smoky flavor that it brings out too. And they ain't gotta be finely ground. I just want them where they're in pretty small pieces because that hot water gonna work a number on them too. So get them in there, a garlic clove, and it is a big one of them elephant ear garlics. And old Cookie had one of these hanging, I'm pretty sure right there, an old hash knife. This is the best chopping device I've ever seen in my life, but I like to mash them garlic, give them a little bitty mash in there. Now I just like to chop this up sort of best you can. We're just gonna chunk it right in there. Good to go. Now let's talk about onions. There's white onions, there's yellow onion, there's purple onion. Some people call them a red onion. They've always been purple to me.
I have white onions in my house, so I hope they work.
I love a white onion in beans. Now, I've used a Vidalia onion some in beans, but I prefer a good white onion that you're going to put in there. And a lot of people, when they get them onions and they're going to use them, they're going to chop them up in some little bitty pieces. So just don't make them so small that you can't find them in a pot of beans. And I think a white onion holds up really well and really gives some natural flavor. So
Ooh, I love
2
onion.
onions is what we're using today with 4 pounds of beans.
Okay.
And I like to use 2 jalapenos. Now,
See, the jalapeno, it's difficult for me to find this. Can I go with the bell pepper, a green one, just to change a bit the recipe?
Shan know if it's me, I ain't gonna get the seeds, the stems, nothing out of them. And that's the way it's gonna be today because this is for me and my friends. And we like our food to bite back. Now, if you don't want yours that hot, peel that stem and them seeds out of there.
Wait, the seeds are the spicy thing? Damn, I'm always learning.
You'll be good to go. You won't even know it's got a pepper in it. We got the onions in there. We got the jalapeno. We got the dried chilies in there.
Okay.
And what else do we have in there, Shan? Do you remember what else we might have snuck in there? Some beans and some garlic. Yeah. And folks,
Okay.
I love to put some cilantro in mine, but ooh, not fresh. Now, a lot of people tell me, why don't you use fresh cilantro? To me, it tastes like soap. To a lot of people, it tastes like soap. Shan, she be loving it, but ooh, not so much me. I love to use dried. So I'm gonna get me probably
I can find
I'd
this.
say nearly a 1/4 of a cup for 2 pounds of beans, which is
God, it's
ooh, the wind is
flying.
blowing. So we're gonna put about that much in there. And I want y'all to meet me at the fire.
Okay.
Ooh, look what I got here. I have got the Cadillac of all Berthas. Me and Rich and the good folks
Look at all the machines, my friends. Okay, but I'm gonna do this in my kitchen and not outside. I guess you guys are aware of that.
at Hasty Baked Grills there in Tulsa have went off the old Bertha pattern and made this one. Some of you might have seen it in our fried onion video that come out, the Oklahoma fried onion burger. Woo!
Fried onion burger. My friends, should I actually watch this one? Because it's not the first time I see people talking about this Oklahoma burger, the fried onion. You know what? This is for the ones that are watching at least until the middle of the video. This is 12 minutes. Leave me the number 12 if this is a recipe that I also should take a look. And maybe in the future I also cook this one.
Woo, them things is good. Cookie didn't have one of these. So on some ranches, early 1900s, late 1890s, you might have seen another little wagon hooked to the back end of that one, which was called a pup wagon, and there might have been a little old 2-hole stove in there, and he just dump it out and cook with
Holy, okay.
it. Now, a lot of them didn't have it, but some did. I like this because, folks, I ain't bending over on the ground, letting everything blow in my gravy and eggs. We designed this just like the original old Bertha. I'm gonna take an eye out of it because Bertha has really, really hot, and then when you take an eye out, it's got, whoo, I'm gonna get some kind of that hot. So we're just gonna put this over, and we're just gonna let it begin to simmer, and then we're gonna let it begin to boil. We're gonna give it one little stir right now, and some of you said, wait, he ain't seasoned that. Well, folks, I don't like to season my beans till they start cooking pretty good, because if you just put it all in there at one time and keep cooking it, you done boiled most of the flavor out of it. So we're gonna
Great point again.
stir them up, let them come to a good rolling boil, and I'll meet you back over here at the fire and I'll show you what else is going in them.
That's right.
Well,
Okay.
old Bertha has done her job. We've been on about probably 10 or
That smoke, my friends, American power. It's all over. Take a look.
what else is going in them. Well, old Bertha has done her job. We've been on about probably 10 or 12 minutes, and we have got us a good low simmering boil, as you can see in there. And let me pull them up. You can still distinguish between
how
a
we did
kidney
that.
bean and a pinto bean.
How we did
and guess
that.
what, folks? It is time to season at this point. Right now, we ain't gonna
More seasoning, but oh my god, the seasoning you guys do in America is some type of magic. For me, it's almost like you put this, you put that, and boom. It's basically witchcraft. Okay, but let's see. Please don't put crazy things.
season at the
Not that I mind that he does that. The thing is, I want to replicate this, and the more things he puts there, the more things I have to go to a bunch of supermarkets and search.
what, folks? It is time
fail.
to season at this point. Right now, we ain't gonna season at the first, remember, because you're gonna boil some of that away. Now, traditionally, I wouldn't be using like chili powder and all this
Okay,
stuff.
chili
but
powder.
I'm sort of jazzing these up maybe the way old Cookie had so many years ago, because he wouldn't have a lot of what I had. He wouldn't have original Kent Rollins seasoning nor the mesquite. So we're gonna add probably about, I would say, a tablespoon and a half of chili powder.
That was more than that.
2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, about 1 tablespoon of cumin, if we can get it in there for the wind blowing.
So far, so good.
And then we're going to use some of our mesquite seasoning, which has got some ancho chili in it. Now, folks be telling me, oh, is that really spicy? No, it's just the right blend to give you a little bit of a touch of heat, but also a lot of that smoky flavor. Probably about a tablespoon, and then about a tablespoon of our original. Now, we will season these to our suiting at the end to make sure that it's just right. And you notice I got me a pot here that has got some water in it that stays hot. So when you add beans to water as they boil,
Add water to beans.
Beans to water.
remember when you're adding water to beans as they boil, and we want them to come to a boil and just watch them, just let them simmer there. But you need to put hot water back in there when you're adding it, not cold water. Ain't no sense in shocking them little fellers. You done got them all hot and warm and toasty in that bathtub. Don't be pulling some cold water on them. Keep you some hot water going. So we got her stirred. We're gonna let them cook till they get, that was hot. I just want y'all to know when you picked that up, that was hot. We're gonna let them get really good and tender, and I'll show you a trick there to last. When you pull that bean up out of there and the skin cracks, we're getting pretty close.
Okay. My friends, we may have to do some cowboy beans. If this video does well, like 2,000 likes, I will do it. You decide. You decide. Wait, let's run this part back. Sorry. So beautiful America. Oh, the old days. The only thing missing is Native Americans. Okay, sorry. Bad joke. What is this, my friends? Damn, that looks delicious. Sausage with meat with tomato. My friends, what the hell is this? Man, the amount of food here is crazy. Oh my god, can you imagine the smell there? Damn, I was talking about Native Americans and all of a sudden... Okay. Yeah, but this is lovely to see, my friends. I like to joke, but American culture is fantastic. Oh my god, okay.
The new Bertha here has cooked them about 2.5 to 3 hours, and they are done. Now, you can cook a bean to death, but why would you? When you can pull a bean up out of there, and he still looks like he's holding his shape, but he is good and soft, as you can see.
Oh, that is looking
bean
beautiful.
Is done. Don't cook him. We ain't making refried beans out of these. These is beans like in a stew pot. Now, I know times are going to vary from where you live and what altitude you are, and how you cook them. Now remember, we talked about soaking beans before, and if you need...
Wait, but he needs to show the beans again. Oh my god, okay, let's run it a bit back. Sorry. Okay.
The new Bertha here has cooked them about 2.5 to 3 hours, and they are done. Now, you can cook a bean to death, but why would you? When you can pull a bean up out of there, and he still looks like he's holding his shape, but he is good and soft, as you can see.
Okay, my friends, oh my god, I love beans. I started the video saying what the hell are cowboy beans, and now I want to try it. The thing is, my friends, this is one of the recipes you guys have been suggesting the most. If this video does well, if you leave a like for this video, I will cook them here in Portugal. Cowboy beans in Portugal? Yeah, let's do it.
That bean is done. Don't cook him. We ain't making refried beans out of these.
And I'm gonna buy a cowboyette. Just, if I cook this, 100% there will be a cowboyette.
These is beans like in a stew pot. Now, I know times are going to vary from where you live and what altitude you are and how you cook them. Now, remember, we talked about soaking beans before, and if you need to at high altitude, you go ahead. But put them over a fire, keep you some hot water, always add to them. But you can see how these beans have sort of thickened up. That's what a lot of people call soup beans, what I call good beans right there for sure. Now, set them over, just let them sit. hey, you're good to go after that 3 hours. Just keep them warm. The longer them beans sit there and you stir them every once in a while and eat out of them, the better they're going to be. They're going to be better the next day, and there ain't going to be none left over by the time you get to the next day. Oh, we dripped on the new Bertha. It's a self-cleaning oven. It'll take care of it.
Oh my God, that looks delicious. Damn, my friends, you guys have no idea. Beans is one of my favorite type of foods. And this is real. Is this crazy to say, actually? Because I'm not sure if anyone also tends to like beans as one of their favorite foods. I know a lot of people love beans, but my favorite type of rice is with beans. One of my favorite meals that I ever cooked here for the cooking show was the chili, because guess what? A lot of red beans there. So I really like beans no matter what. Black beans in the rice, I also love that. I even put beans, and this may sound crazy. If there is any Italian watching, I want to apologize, but I put beans on my pasta. I'm that guy.
Itself.
But I never had that. Oh man.
That's a wrap. I'm through. Them are fit to eat. We're done.
Let's go.
And then we're gonna do the bean move. Oh, yeah, them was so good, them beans was. I mean, that's what's happening.
I'd say you've had enough.
Now, remember, when you're cooking beans, add whatever you want to in there for a meat source, whether it be chorizo, ham hock, salt pork. But if you're using a salt pork, don't salt them beans or don't use so much seasoning, because you're gonna
Wait, I can put chorizo? Maybe some sausage? Okay, so this is basically just the start. Now we can explore. And I can even take those beans, do some rice, and put that on the top of the rice. Or is that crazy, my friends?
get a lot of that salt off.
Sorry. Is this famous in America, cowboy beans? Or am I watching a video that most of you guys have no idea what the hell this is?
Salt pork, don't salt them beans or don't use so much seasoning, because you're going to get a lot of that salt off the salt pork. Remember, everything that we used in this video will be down there in the little description, and the recipe will down there as well. As when you click on that link, it'll take you to it. Traditional cowboy beans with a little southwestern, south of the border flair. Use them old dried chilies, you won't regret it. Thank you, Steve Hull and the fine folks at Lebanon for this great event that we do. And as always, I salute all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept that old flag flying over camp for so many years. God bless you one and all. And for y'all, hey, guess what?
Thank you, my friends.
I'm gonna see y'all down the I Make the Best Beans in the World trail. God bless you.
Are you taking us down the brisket taco road now?
You know, we are going to go down the brisket taco trail. Let's have a happy dance. Come on now, everybody. Keep going, keep going. Here we go, come on. Happy dance time.
Gotta keep going, happy dance!
Damn, these are some of the best people in the world, my friends.
Beans, yep, wonderful fruit. The more you eat, the more you... Yeah, there you go. Shan remembers whistleberries.
But those are fans of controllings. Maybe they knew that or basically they are a bit random and they all. I have no. Either way, it's amazing.
Felt that. There you go.
Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching this with me. I really want to try this again. Of course, I need to see your reception to the video. You know, if you leave a like, if you subscribe, all the good stuff. I assume this is basically you guys want part 2 of this, and part 2 is me here in Portugal trying to do the best I can. Of course, I cannot ever cook as well as Kent Rawlings for logic reasons, but at least I try. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, my friends. Really means a lot you guys end up staying until the end. See you guys in the next one.